want me to anchor after party. Somebody had to pay me for an after party later. Some people even get another MC to do that party. That's not my job, sincerely. But sometimes some people just want to do it. I'm also very careful. Not all the after party that I do. Okay, so I'm not basically done any after party. But if you do after party and you do it well, it's a good one. Continue doing it.
So the best time to play the game is when you have the bride go change and they tell you she's actually changing.
You can actually have it at the wedding reception, especially when they go change. You can just do that to get people engaged.
And then there's some people. I've actually been at a wedding where the bride and the groom says, "Prophecy, like entertain, do games. We want to see and watch." It's on request.
Yes, on request.
Do you understand?
Yes.
They tell you, don't worry about the people that are going. Don't just entertain these people.
Yes.
So basically,
I usually find out. I usually say to you that please, before you anchor a wedding, make sure you have a conversation with the bride and groom to say what is your ideal wedding. How do you want to be? You want me to get you engaged in, or you want me to get the audience? Especially when you have some shy couple, they don't want to do anything. Trust me, they don't want to do anything. You don't have to force them. You don't have to force them. The only thing you can decide to do this shoe game with them, when you have to really. After that, do not embarrass. Don't force your clients to do things they don't want to do.
Exactly.
The crowd will do it and they will enjoy it. I got feedback because I got my hands burnt. I started a wedding before I saw the couple, and I'd done all the jokes. That was back then. I cracked all the jokes I was supposed to crack, and then when they came, I'd done all the games. I had to use them as scapegoats. And the feedback I got wasn't nice. The lady almost, she gave my balance because of God. Because she trust me, I wasn't balanced with that event. I hope you got that joke. If you don't get it, well, balance,
So this scavenger game is also wild.
You could go through it.
You could actually tell the parent to call an item for you.
Yes.
So you on your own, you can actually add your spice to it. Okay. There are some people who I saw it at an amazing MC. Okay. At the event, they had LED screen.
Yes.
So apparently he came early, so he had already met the person in charge and he had given all the items you want to call. So instead of him saying, "Go and get me the cup," so everybody focus on the screen. So those are the little spice that
just put in the flash drive,
can add.
And you can even tip the guy and say, "Guy, I beg, just take it from the chat card. I beg, just play this," and you'll be happy. 1,000, because your work has to come out. The sound, sometimes, like I said,
exactly.
500 naira is not going to do a lot of. It's not going to take away your life.
And so we're talking about tip. That tip is when I used to tip caterer.
Tip. That's the difference. No, stop it. I don't. So don't go there. This is not. Yeah. That will serve you well. It will get to meet you at the tip of your. But about food. Now let me tell you about food. What I do nowadays, so you don't get embarrassed by caterers. I say that you eat before you go to the event.
Exactly.
Please don't be part of those vendors that say, if I don't eat in this program, I'm not going to start the event. You are embarrassing yourself, you're embarrassing your family members, your generation. I've seen a band guy say, "We're going to break my head," because he said we're not going to play until the start. And I say, I don't understand what you're doing. The fact that you reduce your money to come to the event, and now it's time for you to play, and say you're not going to play until the event, it's embarrassing.
Very.
See, if you spend 1,500 on yourself or 1,000 naira to eat before your event, it takes away embarrassment. Even if you're going to tip the caterer sometimes, because sometimes I like to bring food home. I like to bring jollof rice home, especially for my wife. She likes jollof rice, so I tip my guy, I need jollof rice. That is different than when you're supposed to be working and then you are eating. It's embarrassing. Don't let them embarrass. MC, they chop, you to the chop, comedian they chop. Alright? Eat. That's my latest. I eat before I go to the event. I go, even if I'm waiting or whatsoever. I don't make it and say, I can pack it and okay?
And then keynotes, please, when you're playing this scavenger game or any other game afterwards, please, I beg you, don't ever use the word "you guys."
You guys, yes, I talked about that. Don't use "you guys" for audience at weddings. These ladies and gentlemen, my fathers and mothers, your royal highnesses, or just make sure you respect them. They're not your guys. When you're anchoring old school reunion for your guys, like you say, "you guys." Even some guys, it's when we had a 40, we had a anniversary reunion in my school, and I realized that the guys that were in my class are actually very I started using F for one of them because I saw them and I saw the buyer and I said, You are going from beginning to the end. So please respect people. The fact that they're your classmates does not mean that you're grace mates. Some of them are gone, some of them are DGs now, some of them are CEOs. So don't start embarrassing them and say you that I normally beat. Respect people. It's going to be a topic for another day. That's why you see people, they give you space because you do not accord them the respect. The guy you met 20 years ago has grown. He's not a CEO, he's a multi-billionaire, he's a multi-millionaire, and they're still talking. You were the teacher for school, you cannot even stand by him, you can't even stand by his protege, and you're still talking. That's why you are in that position. Anyway, it's for somebody who doesn't need to sit up. Okay? So the next one we're talking about
is names.
Names.
Pet names, sweet names. This part, Sako likes this because Sako calls his wife a lot of beautiful.
You better focus on this video before if I focus.
So the next game actually has to do with pet name, sweet name. Now this one basically has to do with the bride and the groom, non-stop. So the beautiful part about this is they get to smile because they actually really. So you actually have these pet names. Okay.
I would say we should try it, but
no.
Maybe we'll show you. We'll get a video to show you.
We'll show you.
We'll show you. We
can't do practical. We'll show you.
My wife said I would have done with that.
Better.
How can you do
it? And then it's seconds. So you have 1 second to call yourself.
Like for instance, let's do sweetheart,
honey,
sugar,
boo,
baby boo,
boo boo,
boo 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 boo,
boo boo boo.
So you just do like that, okay? Okay. So call different names and and then
seated.
They are seated. So you give them the mic, 2 mics, and I pray that they have wireless mic, not the wired mic that you can meet you.
The best time to play this game is after the chairman.
The chairman before they call the cake.
You can actually coin it from what the chairman.
Or you can just ask, what do you call your wife? What do you call her? You can call her sugar or high blood pressure or something.
It's actually engaging also everybody.
Alright, so we're back. Welcome back to the timeout with Sako, and it's been very refreshing to have my friend and brother on set with me talking about games. In case you missed it, just go back to the video and watch, and then trust me, you don't want it. Yes, welcome back. So prophecy. So let's go back to let's go to other games that you could play.
The next game is the Gele contest.
The Gele contests. In case someone says Gele, what's Gele? In case you're not African or you're asking, we're going to give you a video. We're going to show you a video how to do it. We get Gele is the headgear for women, in the African setting when they're going out, and then we have men do the competition, right?
No.
Okay,
the game is, most times at events, the ladies or women at events actually, they have this full package. They have the makeup on, they have the Gele on. So it's not advisable where you now tell them to remove it because you want to play a particular game. So best is you get men.
Oh, great.
Either the groomsmen, they're seated. Minimum should be 5, maximum 7 or 8. Okay? And then in the liner form, they are seated. And then you could either call any of the women, one woman in the liner form. And then you call women or the chief bridesmaid to stay behind them. Now at this point in time, the bride and groom are seated, they are watching. Because this is where you want to see them actually laugh. It's actually hilarious. And then there's a time frame. Max should be about 30 seconds or 20 thereabout. So 1, 2, go. The ladies are going to collect the headgear from the men and they're going to be crafting.
Wow.
I call it crafting. We're going to see some asoro, we're going to see some
condition call, face your husband, going places.
They are tying it on, they are making it on the men's head. And then afterwards, you actually tell the men to catwalk as a lady, one by one respectively. It's an amazing game, also engaging. And the beautiful thing about this game is as a compare, you could actually trip in things. Okay.
Just drop one liner. This your Gele is going places. I see going places. In fact,
don't shake. Are you having headache? Are you having headache? Are you having headache? That's it. So you could actually put in.
This Gele has taken all the network in the house. You just play around. You just that alone is fun. You see different. You will see different. You will see people laugh.
Yeah, and when you have aged audience, an audience that when you do your road count, you see that these people are actually old. Like let's say they are 80 years old, 70, 65. It's highly welcome for them. They will actually laugh and they will clap and they will cheer you up.
Yes, good. So we do that, and the next one. Let's quickly go to the next one. The next one is the blindfold. And that one is very sensitive.
Very, very sensitive.
And they're asking, so the blindfold, the groom, or the bride, which one?
Yeah, you blindfold any which one, based on how comfortable the atmosphere is, and based on how the vibe. When I say vibe, I'm talking about VIBE, the vibe. Okay. Sometimes at weddings you can have a population where we have more guys than women, and there are some places where you go to you have more women than men. But there are places where you have both, they're balanced. Okay. So you can actually blindfold either the male or the female, whichever one, but based on the population you have there. So they're blindfolded. Now there's a twist to it. You can either do by touch or by words. So I'm going to blindfold you now. There are people who are going to come touch your hand, be specific, or you're touching their hand to see if that is your husband.
It can just be a word, it could just be baby.
Eye. Or it could be the ring.
Or the ring, okay.
So as an MC, you can tell all the men there if they have rings on to pull it, but you tell them in his ear, so I need your own ring. But other men,
yes.
Can you remove your ring so that the wife just touches the hands, and when she sees the ring, it's sensitive.
Yes.
So when
you have to know how to do it. What I do, I try as much as possible to make sure that the girl wins, because trust me, I don't want to embarrass. Especially, I see some MCs say that the person that you touch, you must kiss the person. Sensitive. You know, some people go to the extreme, but you know, I try. My job, yes, as much as I want to go to the extreme to get my balance, is not that extreme.
Some people go extreme, they tell you once it's the person, don't remove the blindfold, just kiss immediately. So it's sensitive. And then sometimes too, just as a killer, when she has removed the blindfold, you can actually swap the men and just quickly. So she just laughs.
She just laughs, she's surprised that you kiss somebody else, you know what we play around with. Yes. And then the train of the garter. The train of the garter, it does very well outside the country, but you know, some parents do not like it. Train of the garter, I don't. Some fathers do not like the fact that you have to go on the hallelujah. Some people don't like when you twerk. Twerk, yes. So twerking usually they do twerking after party. When you see that so just basically do the things. Culture, we are cultured here, and we, you know, especially in the African setting, we're very careful of the things that, you know. So some families don't like it just, especially if a Christian family. You know, you see, one of the feedback that I get is, okay, they like the kind of stuff that I do because I'm careful. I'm not sharing with you. That's supposed to be my trade secret, but at the same time, my value is just not to cause embarrassment to anybody. I've learned that. I've seen a lot of comedians do this, embarrass people, randomly pick people, see the way they're eating, let's say, no chop coming for us. Don't say those things to people. Don't embarrass anybody. Try as much as I'm telling you. It's supposed to be my trade secret, but I want to share with you. I want you to know that you can do an event and not embarrass anybody. And at the end, people even give you money because you are conscious. Alright?
So the best time to play this game at intervals, the beginning. Let's start with the game.
Yes.
You can do it at the end, not beginning.
Not at the beginning.
Just at the middle. Most likely, men, they've done the cutting of the cake and they've done their couples dance. Okay, you could switch it up and then add the game to it. And like we said, anytime you have a break in between, you can actually bring in the game. The blindfold also, same thing too, at interval.
Yes.
Okay.
It could even be before the toast.
It could be before the toast.
Yes.
But please make sure that you've done at least the two important things, which is their first dance and the cutting of the cake.
Yes. And like you said earlier on, you don't have to do all the games. It could just be one game. It could just be one game or two games, forget about it. And then give room for another you get, especially when you have, and another thing that happens to us, as Master said, sometimes, I don't know if it happens to you, anchor the same family over and over again. And sometimes you even tell them, you're trying to look for a way to say that you're not available to recommend somebody.
Because the beautiful part is, if Sako calls you to come, it's beautiful.
Yes.
Where it's not challenging, if Sako calls you the second time to that same place again, definitely you can't repeat the same thing.
You have to do something new.
Professionally.
Yes.
So you have to bring something new. So it's not advisable you do all these games we are saying.
No. At the same time. Yes. So you can just do one, you can just do the shoe game, or you can just do two. And then, you know, when another family invites you, do something else. Except they emphasize that what you did at the other stuff. There's another one that you do, but don't worry, don't let us put up all the. But for us, I think we've shared about five games. And also you could find out, because the truth is, if you want to improve on your job, you need to find out and Google, find out things that people are doing to make your wedding an success.
I'm talking about Google,
yes.
Please, or Google. When you search for things, okay, not every game you find online should be played.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
One of the things I always do is this: I try as much as possible to think as an audience.
Yes.
Okay. Will this game work
in this audience?
Because trust me, there was something an event planner told me. People actually want to have fun beyond jokes.
Yes.
So you see, musical chair is old.
Yes.
But you
musical chair. Yes.
You can actually fuse in spice that will bring it. Some people these days they do musical chair and they tell you this game we are playing, you actually have to remove your shoes in playing it. Maybe because the place is styled or people actually fuse it. There are people who use Fuji to actually play musical chair. A lot. And then you see people they tell you dance to the Fuji music. So musical chairs also is old, but then people have over time added spice and they've involved it. So it's always key that please, whatever you see online shouldn't be something you just fuse in immediately. Take your time.
Take your time.
Alright, experiment on it, look at it, think
you could experiment it on your friend's wedding. Sometimes one of your friends just say, I want you to help me anchor my wedding. That is your trying period. You're trying. Try it at those weddings, especially when you're not paying.
And please, any game you're doing, I beg you, don't make it late. Don't drag it. You can make it. You could in 2 hours. Said it, your time.
Timing is very, very important, especially for people that that drove down or that flew, that have a flight to catch. Sometimes even the couple wants to travel that same day. I've done wedding where the couple travel for their honeymoon out of the country that evening. So all I did was
bang. Even if they're telling you you're coming to MC wedding where their pictures are there, please don't drag.
Don't drag, please. Thank you so much, Professor, for coming. We appreciate you greatly. We hope that this video has been a blessing to you, and we trust that it will. And please send us email on spiritofsako@gmail.com. Spiritofsako@gmail.com is written down to let me know what your feedback is, and follow me on Instagram, Spirit of Sako, at Spirit of Sako, on Twitter at Spirit of Sako, on my Facebook page, Spirit of Sako. Just basically give me feedback of what you feel, as how this video have been helpful to you, and I appreciate you. I trust God that we're going to do more. We're going to talk about games that you should play at weddings. Okay?
No, at
birthdays. At birthdays. We're going to share games on your birthdays, on games you should play at birthdays to make it exciting. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Remember, keep being the best. No matter what you are, even if you attain success, keep getting better and better. Set goals for yourself this year, and it will surely come to pass.
Talk about our signature. 1, 2, 3, go. Call on Shah Noah.